name's Noel. I also go by NoNeck or Noel, and the executive director of BetaNYC. BetaNYC is a small little organization that started off in 2009 out of what was this kind of like civic project around elections called Twitter Vote Report. We then became a meetup. Then we became kind of like a forum that was an undefined forum, and then have since now moved on to being a formal nonprofit organization. We're sponsored by Code for America, and we're really generous. We're happy to be in this particular space because this is a testament to New York City's kind of evolution. Dev BootCamp, it's one of the tech vocational schools in the city, and they have graciously donated their space for us to use. We're sorry that we don't have more food, but we had a fresh direct order that got kind of confused and screwed up. But if you're around for tomorrow night's event, which is all about Bike NYC, you'll get drinks there. And then this weekend, which I'll talk about, we also will have food. So we will have food. Don't. For those of you who have been here before, sorry about that. We'll try to figure that out later. So for those of you who haven't been to a BetaNYC event before in the past, which I can almost kind of, which is the majority of you, so we're the city's civic hackers. And a civic hacker is kind of a term that we're broadening that term. So it's anyone who's looking to improve the civic space, really, whether you're a technologist, a designer, a lawyer, a parent, someone who's trying to kind of work in between the formal spaces and in the informal spaces to improve the city's kind of tech and transparency ecosystem. Some of our accomplishments include the passage of the city's open data law, the liberation of Acris and Pluto. We've gotten the mayor to incorporate detailed data specifications in the Vision Zero report. So we kind of look at ourselves as kind of pushing the buttons of good government groups to really get and agitate them just a little bit or make them think a little bit differently about transparency in the 21st century. This Friday, I will give you a preview that Ben Kalos is going to introduce a set of legislation around open government that we will then be hacking on this weekend. So first of all, how do we do all of this? We focus on community. We do that through hack nights and beta talks. This is a beta talk. We do it through advocacy, and we do it through safe space. So if you have any questions, you have any concerns, if you feel uncomfortable, you can come talk to myself, and I will make sure that it's addressed immediately. We're building a connected New York for the city. We're building a connected New York City by the people, for the 21st century. I say this a million times, but I still don't have it always memorized. And we are founded on 4 values: the freedom to connect, the freedom to learn, the freedom to innovate, and the freedom to collaborate. And that's more or less kind of like where we stand. Those are what we consider the 4 freedoms of the 21st century. Most of you got here this evening through our meetup list. We have a developers email list if you're interested, a volunteer list, and a Facebook group. How many of you are on Facebook that aren't on our Facebook group? You should join it because there's a lot of cool discussions that go on there. And then ultimately we're on Twitter. We also have a blog and this projects page. So if you're working on open source projects and you want more eyes on them, feel free to check out projects.betanyc.us. It's what the community uses to kind of advocate projects that are in development. Some of those projects have been, one of them was a childcare map. The city had this more or less unusable roster of locations for childcare, and one of our civic hackers, who happens to be a mother, went in there and she scraped it and turned it into a usable map. We've taken the city's crash data, which was in an unusable format in the past, and some civic hackers have kind of scraped it and cleaned it. Well, we're now in the process of turning it into much usable. much more usable maps. If you're a member of the Meetup group, you would have seen one of those maps. So these are where those projects live and where you can find out more about them. Right now, this is kind of how we do our introductions. So these are just some special announcements. If you have an idea for an event, feel free to email us at event-ideas.betanyc.us. That email address gets used for a number of different things, but if you have any ideas, any suggestions, feel free to go ahead and email that email address. This week, we have a number of events. As you probably know, Wednesday is a City Bike / BikeNYC Hack Night or Demo Night, where we have 5 awesome apps that are going to be demoed. They're really surrounding kind of crash data and the City Bike data that was released 2 months ago, about a month and a half ago. This Friday we have a happy hour called Civic Fridays. Saturday we're going to be in this space again, where we will run City Camp NYC. And then, actually I should change this, June 4th is Open Source Democracy, which is a whole night, next Wednesday, is that? Next Wednesday? That's dedicated to open source applications that are used in the elections process. And that's going to be at NY Law School, just on the other side and up a little bit. Community announcements. So this is the opportunity if you are hiring, if you're looking for a job, if you have an event that you're running or something that you want to plug, you just kind of stand up, say your name. If you have a project that you're working on that you want to talk with somebody later about, this is where you can go ahead and do that community announcement. So does anybody have anything to say?
I have one.
All right.
The Internet Governance Forum. Everybody uses the internet. You should, get involved in how it's run. There's a major thing where, the US is handing over the IANA functions and so on. So there is Internet Governance Forum happens in Istanbul later in the year. Before that, we're going to have one in America where we're going to talk about things in America. And it's going to be on July 16th in Washington, D.C. If you're interested, come to me and I'll put you in touch.
Or read it as a comment on the Meetup page. We'll have that up there too. Any other announcements? Yes.
Friend of BetaNYC Public Lab is having a barn raising June 5 through 8, and a van is going to be leaving New York Thursday, June 5, carrying people to a farm on the South Shore of Massachusetts. We're going to fly cameras from kites and canoes and put water quality sensors all around a nuclear power plant and generally have a great time. So look up publiclab.org and you can find all the information.
Cool. Anyone else? You don't have to be shy, or you can be shy. Cool. Oh, yes.
Okay, just a thing. So yesterday I released my website, so it's called kyoto.io, and the thing is so you can, for example, speak politics with your friends, or I know it's like an anonymous discussion forum you do with your friend or things like that. Okay, just a thing.
Kyoto.io.
I will put this in the comment page.
Okay. Cool. Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Kevin. Kind of for tonight's topic about civic hacking in Taiwan, I actually have a pretty special connection with Taiwan and live there. And for a while now I've been thinking about talking with people about possible ways for Taiwan to improve the way that they're marketing to other countries, particularly here. And I have some ideas for that if you're interested in talking about that and the technology behind that.
Cool. Great. Thanks.